Hey guys, welcome back on Techno Vibes. This is Sachin. I hope you guys are doing great. Guys, if you have already seen my last video in which I have given you some information about Linux app operating system, how you can differentiate between command line interface and graphical user interface, how you can access terminal, what is a console, what is a terminal, and what is a shell. All these things, and I have also showed you certain commands through which you can work on a terminal. So guys, if you have any questions related to my last video, or if you have any questions which you want to ask me related to the upcoming series or the current video, you can put down uh, your questions or suggestions in the comment section. I will be checking the those comments and I will respond as soon as possible on those. So guys, let's get started on today's video. But before that, one important thing is that I request you to please like, subscribe my YouTube channel and also press the bell icon so that you can be notified about my next uploads. With that being said, let's get started on today's video. Guys, as you can see that I have Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager open in front of me. Like I said that I am using a VirtualBox on which I have installed CentOS 7. As you can see that I have two virtual machines, CentOS and CentOS VM2. All right, so this is the machine which we will be using today for covering up today's topic. And what are the topics? Guys, in the last video, I told you that everything in Linux is considered to be files. So when I say that you will be working on Linux operating system, Linux machine, or as a Linux administrator, most of the work will be involved in managing between or hopping between these files. So it is very important for you guys to understand that how you can manage these files, what are the commands you can use to manage, manipulate, or modify these files. Guys, like I said, that files and folders, like in Windows, are similar to the files and directories in Linux. All right. So let's get started. Now my virtual machine is up. This machine, I have given it my name. So I'll just enter the password and I am logged in. So guys, if you are using a command line interface, you will directly log into the terminal. But if you are using a graphical user interface, you need to go to applications, then utilities, and then by scrolling down, you will get terminal. If you have already used terminal before, then you only need to go to applications, favorites, and you will find the terminal window there. You just have to press that and a terminal window will pop up. Now, as you can see that I am logged in with the user Sachin. As you saw while I was entering the password on the GUI window. Now, guys, I said that we will be discussing about in this video about the files and directories, how you can access them, how you can create, manipulate them. All right, because this is one of the basic tasks of any Linux administration, and these are one of the basic tasks which you will be performing at the beginning. All right, so the few commands I will be telling you today on this video, which are just for managing these files and directories. There are some advanced level of commands, but I'll be telling those in my next video so that you may not get confused on both parts. The reason for dividing these commands into two different videos is that these commands which I'll be telling you today are some basic commands which you will be using. All right. So all you need to do is that so all you need to do, I'm sorry for this. So all you need to do is you need to practice these commands on your Linux machine so that you can master them. I will be at the end of the video, I will be giving you certain tasks which you need to perform so that you can be sure of that what what has been taught today, you are thorough with that. In my next video, which is related to files and directories, I'll be giving you some advanced level of commands which will help you to identify and differentiate between files and directories, and what type of files and directories and multiple ways to manage them. All right. So first we will discuss about the basic commands on for managing the files and uh, directories. In this, once you practice that, in the next video I will be sharing some advanced level of commands which you should be aware of while managing the files and directories. So with that being said, let's get started. All right. Like I said that we will be discussing about files and directories. In my past video, in my last video, I have used, if you might have noticed, I have used one command which is ls, which is for listing the directories and files inside your current directory. As you can see that I am in Sachin's home directory. This tilde sign identifies that I am in user's home directory. I hope you guys can see this tilde sign. This identifies that you are in the current user's home directory. And in Sachin's home directory, there are multiple directories which you can see. Let's say that if I want to enter in any of these directories, if I want to see the content of any of these directories, let's say that I want to check the content, what are the contents in downloads. So I will simply use the cd command, which is for changing the directory. I'll use the cd command followed by the directory name. Now here, one important thing is that this directory name or whatever file or directory you will be using, everything in Linux is case sensitive. So if you are typing documents with lowercase d, it will not identify that. I'll show you with this with the current example. If I go ahead and change it to small d and press enter, it will say that no such file or directory. But at the same time, if I change it to the uppercase d, as you can see that I am inside now the documents directory. I think this is very clear to you guys. If you have any doubt, do type that in the comment section. Now, like I did before, I'll use the ls command to check that if there are any directory or files inside this directory in the documents. As you can see that we have two files, file 2 and file 4. All right. Now, uh, now I have seen that whatever is present in the documents directory, I want to get back to my home directory. So I'll use cd followed by double dot. I have used cd followed by double dot, and I'm back to Sachin's home directory. So if you want to enter into any directory, keep that in mind that you have to type in cd followed by either the directory name if you are in the current directory or the directory path. I'll just mention that for you guys. You're in this. I'll open a notepad so that you can have visibility on this, what I'm trying to say here. So cd followed by either the directory name if you are on you are inside current directory. Okay, not you, if the directory. I think this will clear up. You need to use cd command followed by the directory name if the directory is inside your current directory. All right, like uh, in Sachin's home directory there is a directory named document, so I used cd followed by documents right away. Okay, now the second step is that if the directory is in any different directory, like it's not this inside documents we have two files, right? And documents is inside Sachin's home directory. Let's say that instead of Sachin's home directory I want to go into downloads. Let's say that I am in documents. All right, as you can see that there are no directories out here, but from documents I want to go into directly into the downloads. So will I be able to go into the downloads like this? Will I be? The answer is no, because right now I am inside the documents directory, and inside documents directory there are no other directories. So I have to go back one step back if I want to go into downloads directory. That's one way. If I want to go into downloads directory, I'll do cd double dot, I'll be back, and then I'll do cd downloads, and I'm into downloads directory right now. This is one way of doing this, of changing the directory. Okay, the other way, and that's very important because that's the way I think you guys will be using most of the time, there is a command named pwd. This command is for printing the working directory path. All right, so let's say that right now as you can see that I'm into downloads directory. What is the current path from the root directory? I'll just type pwd and press enter. As you can see that I am into root, home, Sachin, and into downloads directory, as you can see here. Okay, now what I said earlier, that if I am in the in the documents and I want to switch into downloads directory from documents only, then how it can be? The one way I have showed you that you have to step back from the current directory, then you will be using the cd again, cd followed by the downloads, the directory name, and you will be inside the downloads directory. Okay, now the other way is that if you are typing the complete path of the directory in which you want to enter, one way is that if you are inside the same directory, you can use that. If there are any subdirectories in which you want to enter, just type in the name of the that directory. If you do not want to enter into any subdirectory, you want to enter into a different directory from your current directory, you can give the complete path of that directory, like home, Sachin, downloads, and as you can see that I am now into the downloads directory right away. So as you can see that I out here I have taken one, yep, I have taken one, two steps to enter into downloads directory. But out here in just one command I am able to change the directory completely. Similarly, let's say that you are into an entirely different directory which you want to enter, and at that point of time you may need to perform this method of changing the directory multiple times. So I think, and it's not I think, it's a fact that this command, this pwd command, will help you to easily identify the path, and so that you can directly enter. If you are aware of the path, you can directly enter the path, follow after typing cd space the path name, and you can enter into that directory right away. So guys, I think I'm very clear and you guys are very sure about that what cd command is and how it works, and what pwd command is, that is for printing the working directory. Okay, now guys, two things very important, like just I said, that the first way of changing the directory, in which we mentioned directory name. If the directory is inside the current directory. Okay, so this directory you can also call a subdirectory. Okay, if a directory, let's say that in Sachin's folder or in Sachin's home directory, we have desktop document downloads. So these directories are the subdirectories for Sachin's home directory. Okay, so these are the subdirectories for Sachin's home directory at this point of time. So let's say that in documents I have created another directory, so that directory will be the subdirectory of documents. Okay, so let's say that the first way of doing so, of changing the directory, in which we have not given the complete path, we have just given the path of the name of the directory relative to the current directory. So guys, this is known as the relative path, which you are giving with relative to your current position or current directory. Okay, so let's say that if inside downloads, or sorry, this one. So let's say that inside the documents there is another directory named dir or something like that. So if I go ahead and enter the cd forward slash documents forward slash the path name, the directory name, I will be able to enter into that directory from from Sachin's home directory right away. So the path of the directory which you give with relative to your current directory is the relative path. So I think this is very clear. Now, the path which we have given out here for changing the complete directory with respect to the root directory, this is the absolute path. Absolute path is the complete path with respect to from the root up till your current directory. So absolute path, with the help of PWD, you will get the absolute path. So the absolute path is the complete path of the directory from the root directory. And you can use such absolute paths to switch the directories directly. Okay, I think now you are very clear about that what cd command is, how you can use it, what relative path is, what absolute path is, what is pwd command, and how you can use pwd command to identify the path of your current location, the complete path. All right, so let's move forward that how, after changing the directories, what next can be done with files and directories. Okay, so guys, now let's proceed from here only. I am into the downloads directory, as you can see. I'll use the ls command to check that what are the contents, what are the files or directories are inside this. In downloads, let's say that I want to create another file. One file is already present, that is file 4. If you want to create a file in Linux, there are multiple ways of doing so. Okay, so in this tutorial I will be telling you some basic step, some basic commands through which you can create a file. Okay, you can add or append the file, you can copy or move the file from one location to another, or you can delete the file. Okay, now let's see the first command for manipulating the files and directories. This is the command which I'm about to tell you, that is the cat command, cat, that is for the cat stands for concatenation. All right. So cat stands for concatenation. Okay. So you will be using the cat command for creating the file, for appending the file, and sometimes for copying the file as well, or by combining the content of the files. Let's say that how let's find out that how we can create a file using the cat command. All right. So guys, this is very important. So just look into it. You need to type in cat followed by, this is called a redirection symbol. All right, this is a redirection symbol, and followed by the file name which you want to create. Let's say that I want to create a file named nut. It's funny, right? Let's not do that. Cats file. Okay. So as soon as I press enter, I will be inside a file. Okay. I am right now. You can see that there is no prompt out here, no bash prompt you can find, because as soon as you use the cat redirection cats file and press enter, you will be directly go inside that file. Right now, I want to type in like, this is a test file. Let's check if it works and press enter. Now, in order to save this file, you need to press Control plus D. Control plus D. Cat file name. So you need to type in the command cat followed by redirection symbol, followed by the file name with which you want to create the file. Okay. After that, to save the file, you need to press damn. Okay. So Control plus D. In order to save the file using the cat command, you need to press Control plus D and the file will be saved. Now, how can you view that the file has been saved? If you just want to view the content of the file, how can you find that? Let's find out. So for that, what you need to do is that you need to type in cat and the file name and press enter. As you can see that we have used cat followed by the file name, no redirection symbol at all. If you want to view the file, you do not have to type any redirection symbol. Okay. So cat followed by the file name, and it will give you the content of the file. It will be in read only mode. You will not be able to edit this. Okay. Now I think this is very clear that how to create a file with using the cat command and how you can view the content of that file. Okay. Now, second and the very most important thing here is that, let's say that if I use this command again, if I use the same command again here, what will happen? Cat, let's say that I want to add something to this file, and I am using the same command. If I'm not aware, I am using the same command. It will again take me inside that file. Okay, this is an addition to this file and Control D. Guys, make a note of it. I have used cat followed by redirection and the file name to create a file, and I am using it again to append the file. Okay, I want to add some content. I am not aware that how to do it, but what I have done is that I have used the same command, and after entering the command again, I was inside that file. I added some content and I have saved it. Now let's see that what I will be getting. Oh my god, see what just happened. The content which I added later on is the only content which is visible in this file now. Which means, guys, if you are using the same command again, for the command which you use for creating the file, if you will use the same command again and add some content, it will overwrite the last file. It will overwrite the last content. So do remember that you are not putting that same command again if you want to append or add some content to the file. No, so now the question comes up that how you can add the content to the file. So the answer to that question is cat followed by double redirection symbol followed by the file name, cat's file. And now I press enter. I'm again into the file. I am again into cat's file. This is second line and this will be third, and I'll again save the file. Now let's see what happens. As soon as I read the file, I want to check the content of the file with the help of cat command. I checked it and I found that now those two lines which I just added has been added to the file. So guys, what we find here is that if used again for same file will overwrite. All right. Now the second important thing what we learned here is that how you can append the file or add the content to the file is cat followed by double redirection symbol, file name. All right, I think this is very clear to you guys that how you can create a file, how you can overwrite the file, how you can add content to the file, and how you can read the content of the file. All right, now we are aware about that what cat command does. Let's say that out of these files, now we have two files, cat's file and file 4. In the documents we have um, let's see that what are the files which are present in the documents. In document section we have two files, file 2 and file 4. Okay, let's see that what was the content of the file which is in the documents. Oh, my mistake. Okay, as you can see that there are multiple lines inside file 2. Okay, now let's say that I want to move a cat's file into the documents directory. Okay, so what command I should be using for moving the cat's file into the documents? Or let's say that instead of moving, first of all I want to create a copy of cat's file into the documents directory. So guys, for copying a file from one location to another or to the same directory, there is a command named cp, that is for copy file or a directory. So in order to copy a file, I'll just type in the name of the file cp followed by the file name or the file path where it is located. So in our case, we will be using the cats file, and then the location or of the file where you want to create a copy of it. So let's see that I am doing it like home section documents. So see, I have just used this command. How you can get the confirmation? You can simply check, you can use the ls command to check that if the file has been copied into the documents or not. As you can see that into the documents now we have cats file located. All right, and also the file is present in our current directory. Okay, I think this is clear that how we have copied the file from one location to another. Let's say that I am using this command for copying a file into the same location where I am right now. What will happen? Let's see that if it works. As you can see that if you are trying to copy the file, same file into the same directory with the same name, it will not be copied because it will give you an error saying that the file names are same. Like I said earlier, that Linux is case sensitive. So let's say that if instead of this cats file I'm using capital C. Oh, my bad. If I'm using this, the file will be created right away. As you can see that uh, perfect example of case sensitive, that Linux is case sensitive is here, that I have copied this file into cats file with C in caps. Okay, now guys, now you are aware that how you can copy the file from one location to another. Like here we have used the complete path of the location where we want to copy the file. Similarly, you can use the location out here to copy a file from any directory to any different directory. Okay, so guys, in order to copy a file, you need to type in the copy command followed by file name followed by file name 2. These are two different file names, right? Okay, or cp followed by file path followed by file path. Okay, so in this we will be copying the file into the same directory, and in the second one we will be copying the file into different directories. I think this is very clear that how you can copy the file. Okay, so guys, I think this is very clear to you that how you can copy the file from one directory to another. Okay, now let's say that instead of copying the file I want to move the file. Okay, instead of copying the file, right now I'm into downloads. Let's see that if I have anything in let's check that what we have in music. Oh, my bad. music directory is entirely empty. So I'll just go back again to the downloads directory. And what I will do now is I want to copy, or I want to move this file from downloads directory to music directory. Okay. Now, in order to move the file from one directory to another, there is a command named mv, which stands for move. Also, it also stands for renaming a directory or a file. Remember that it is for moving the directory. Also, it can be used for renaming the file or a directory if you are in the same directory. How it works is that if you are working in the current directory, if you are if you want to rename a file or a directory inside your current directory, it will work for renaming. If you want to move it from one directory to another, it will work as a cut paste command. You will be cutting it from downloads directory and you will be pasting it into the music directory so that it can be seen out there. So let's see that how we can do that. So I will use mv command followed by the file which I want to move, followed by the path of the directory where I want to move it. Okay, and I'll press enter, and it took some time, but as you can see that it seems like it has been copied. How can you verify that? In order to verify that, all you need to do is that you need to list the content of the music directory and check that if the cats file is there. As you can see that in the music directory now, the cats file is present. But what about our current directory? Whether this cats file is still there? As you can see that it has vanished. So it has been copied, it has been cut from downloads directory and moved to the music directory where you can see, right? So now let's say that uh, I want to rename a file. How can I rename it? So let's say that I want to rename this file 4 and I want to give it a new name like big file. All right. So what will happen? Will it move the content of the file from file 4 to big file, or will it change the complete name of the file? Let's find out. As you can see that file 4, the name of the file 4 has been changed to big file now. I think this is clear. If not, do post that in the comment section. If it is not clear to you, I will check the comments and I will clear that out in the comment within the comment section. As of now, mv command, if you are want to rename a file or a directory in your current directory, mv command will rename it. It will act as for renaming the file or directory. If you want the file or a directory to be moved in a entirely different directory, it will act as a cut paste command. You will be cutting it from downloads. It will move the content of that file in that entire file and move it to a different directory. Okay, so let's clear this up. That what will happen here. If you are in the same directory, it will act as for it will rename your current file or a directory. If you want to move it into a different directory, okay, so if you want to rename it within the same directory or a different directory, you can use the new file name. Okay, if you want to move it from one directory to another, you need to give the directory path so that it can be moved to that directory. So guys, now you know that how to create a file, how to copy the file, and how you can move the file from one location to another, or how you can rename that file or a directory. The same works with the directory, so do not get confused that I have only showed you on the file. For directory, you have to try by your own. Okay, so I'll be at the end of the video, I will be giving you certain tasks which you can make a note of it and practice it when you are at home. Okay, now we have done a lot. Let's see that if we can remove these files. I do not want these files because there might come a scenario that you find that there are some useless files which are located uh, in any of the directories, and you want to get rid of those directories or those files. Then how you can do that? So guys, let's say that I do not need this big file anymore. I do not need this big file anymore, and I want to delete it permanently. Remember one thing, like in Windows, we have a recycle bin. Whenever you delete a file or anything, it will go first into the recycle bin, and later on you can clear recycle bin. But in Linux, there is no recycle bin. So if you have deleted a file or a directory or anything, it is deleted permanently. You cannot recover it. All right. So whenever you are deleting a file or a directory or anything, right, you need to be sure of it that you will not be getting it back again. How you can delete a file? For that, you will be using the rm command. That is, for rm stands for remove, followed by the file name which you want to remove, and you need to press enter and the file will be removed. If you will list the directory content and you find that big file has been removed and the only file present there is cats file. I think I have made this very clear in very simple words that how you can use, or you can use rm command to delete a file. Okay, now guys, I have already showed you that how to create a file. But what about directories? How you can manipulate those? How you can create those? Manipulation works in the same way like like it works for for your files while using cp or mv command. But for creation of a directory is different. For that, there is a command mkdir, which stands for make directory. Okay, let's say that in downloads, right, as you can see that I have only one file, that's cats file, and I want one directory named dir1, or I want multiple directories, let's say mkdir, and the other directory is dir2. Let's see if the directories are created. As you can see that now I have two directories and one file inside downloads directory. So guys, like I said, that Linux is case sensitive. It doesn't matter if it is a file or a directory. If you will, if I go ahead and type in dir1 with d in lowercase and press enter, the directory will get created. Okay, so it will treat as dir1 with lowercase and dir1 with uppercase d as two separate directories. Okay, Now, like I said that I want to delete some directories or files. I have already deleted file with the help of the rm command, but what about the directory? Can I remove directory with rm command? Let's see. As you can see that it is written that cannot remove dir1 as it is a directory. So with the help of rm command, you cannot delete a directory. But there are certain options which you can use with rm command which can later on help you to delete the directory. Okay, so those commands I will be covering up in the next video. For now, as you can see that you cannot delete the directory with the help of the rm command. Now, how can you delete a file then? Sorry, a directory then? Like while creating the directory we created, we use the command mkdir. Similarly, in order to delete a directory, I will be using RMdir followed by directory name and press enter. And as you can see that now dir1 with lowercase d has been deleted. All right. Let's do one thing. Instead of covering the rm command into the second video, let's do it in this video only so that it can be very thorough and clear to you guys that how you can delete the directory with the help of rm command as well as the command rmdir. Okay, at first I tried with rm, but it gave me error that it is a directory, so they cannot remove it. But when I use rmdir, I was able to delete the directory right away. Okay, now let's see that if I am into dir1 and I have created one more file here, new file. This is just a test file. Now I have one file in dir1. Let me get back from here. Oh, I think it's fine. Now, as you can see that I have two directories and one file. I use rmdir to create one directory. Let's use rmdir again to delete directory 1. Now see, what just happened is that it gave me error that failed to remove dir1 directory not empty, because what I did was I created a file inside directory 1. So now technically it is not empty anymore. Then how can you delete such directories? Guys, uh, along with this, let me help you out with one more command here, is that there's the manual pages, how you can check the manual pages. Let's say that I do not know that what option should I use with rmdir and mkdir. Right now, as you have seen that I have not used any options as of now, because that I have kept for my next video, and that's very important for you guys to understand that how commands work. Okay, so this is the way that you can delete the directory rmdir if the directory is empty. If the directory is not empty, what you will be doing is that you will be using the rm command followed by -r, which is recursive. Recursive means that if there is any content inside any directory or a file or related contents are there, it will remove them all. Let's see that if this can help me to remove the directory 1. As you can see that it worked, and I was able to delete the directory 1 with the help of the rm command along with the option -r. Okay, and the same way you can delete, you could have used the same way for deleting dir1. So there are multiple ways of doing this in Linux. Guys, remember one thing, that Linux is an open source operating system. So you can imagine that source code is available to most of the people, and there are many developers who are working on it. They have Many of them have created their own versions of Linux and working on them with different commands or similar commands of doing the same work in multiple ways, right? Like I have used cat command here for creating a file, but at the same time I can use a different command for creating a file later on, which I will show you in my next video. Out here I have used RMdir to remove the directory or delete the directory, but at the same time I can use rm command as well to remove a directory. So there are multiple ways of doing things in Linux, but you need to find out and practice the best ways of doing it. Okay, so now guys, we are aware of that how you can delete a file, that is rm. Okay, if you want to delete a directory, rmdir, direct followed by directory name or directory path. And this directory will be empty directory, right? Let's say that if there is a directory in which you have some content stored, we will be using rm followed by -r, dir name or directory path. This is the case where the directory is not empty. All right. Out here, like I said earlier, that -r option I have used because it identifies that wherever this directory is used, it will be deleted completely. It will, if there are any contents is stored inside that directory, and if there are any related contents there, it will delete them permanently. Okay, so guys, what we have learned today, let's have a quick review on this. That we are now aware of that how to create a file using a cat command, how you can check the path of a file or a directory, your current path, how can you identify that, how can you copy the file from one location to another, or how you can create a copy of a file within the same directory with the help of a cp command, how you can rename a file or a directory with the help of mv command, or how you can move a file or a directory from one location to another with the help of mv command. Okay, how you can remove the file from with the help of rm command, and how you can remove the a directory with the help of rmdir command, how you can remove a directory which is non-empty directory with the help of rm-r command. All right, before we proceed, there is one command which I am using regularly, but I have not explained here in this current tutorial. That is the ls command, which is for listing the complete the content of the current directory. Okay, as you can see that I'm using ls command and I'm checking the content of the directory with the help of it. Okay, so let's say that if I am into music, here is the content of the file, cats file. Okay, so guys, this is a very simple command which you can use for identifying that what are the contents inside your directory. Okay, so these are few commands which you can use to manipulate or to manage the files and the directories. Okay, in my next video I will be giving you examples of some more commands which are related to these commands and which will help you to manage the files and directories in a much better way. In the meantime, what you need to do is that you need to practice so that you can master these commands and you can easily manipulate the files and directories. Okay, now how and what are the tasks which you need to perform is that first of all you need to create a file and add some content. Okay, second, create a copy of that file. Third, move the second file to a different location. Read the content of the second file. No, let's make it this. Add some more content in the second file. Read the content of the second file from the current directory. Let's change it. A little bit of change here is, let's do this. I think this is better. Okay, all right. Now list, not listing, but mm, 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 mm. Move, rename the second file. After that, copy second file and delete the original. These tasks are very important for you guys to understand that how the commands are working. Okay, so do practice these commands so that you can understand that how you will be managing the files and directories in future in Linux. Okay, now create a directory, add some files inside a directory. Uh, Not some, let's create one. And after that, what you need to do is that okay, so these are the 10 tasks which you need to perform before we proceed further on this. Okay, so guys, this is all set for today. I have already given you that what you need to do to perform all these 10 tasks. These tasks are very important, and as long as you are practicing, you will be are learning the Linux every second. Okay, so do practice because, like I said earlier, that Linux is something which you cannot uh, read which you cannot learn by only reading. You have to practice so that you can clear all the concepts. So you have to practice all these steps. Once you are done, at that point of time, you will be thorough and good to go for the next tutorial lessons. Okay, so guys, this is this part which we are discussing so far, that is the Linux file management, not file system. These are the Linux file or directory management, you can say. Okay, so that you can understand that how you can manage the files and directories inside Linux operating system. So guys, I hope you like the video. Just do practice, that's very important. And keep learning, it's very important, because learning is something which is super awesome and I like it a lot. So if you guys have any questions regarding this video, do write that down in the comment section so that I can have a look into it and give response to your questions. And if you have any suggestions for my YouTube channel, do put those in the comment section and I'll check and I'll get back to you for the comments. So guys, thank you so much for viewing my YouTube channel and this current tutorial video. Do like, subscribe my YouTube channel, and press the bell icon so that you can be informed, you can be notified about my next upload. So guys, with that being said, thank you so much and have a good day ahead. Keep practicing. I'll see you again in the next video.